Hello, Internet. Welcome to something different. We're going to be doing, I think I'm going to call it the Rainbow Show. Basically, what we're going to be doing is running through a variety of games just for testing purposes because I'm trying to work out what I can put on the channel and what I can't. During this time, we're going to discuss the various games, whether I think that they're a good fit for the channel, whether they're recording properly, and we'll probably just talk about my life just to give you an update. I've been doing a lot of those blog posty type videos lately, and people seem to be responding to those very well, so I thought, my channel's missing a lot of footage, and this will give me something to do. So, if you've been a fan of the channel for any length of time, you know that I have recording issues. Over the course of the last year, you probably don't know this, I've kept it more or less to myself. After a while, it just got embarrassing to keep talking about it. I have recorded and scrapped probably about 30 different series over the course of the last year of doing YouTube, just because there's always some recording issue. There's always something that it looks okay in the first episode or two, and then by the time we get to episode 8 or 15 sometimes, then you realize, like, no, somewhere around episode 4 or 5, it started to fall apart, and now you've just invested like 8 hours of your life, plus all that time editing, and you can't even put it up on the channel. So I've done that literally, I'm not exaggerating at all, 25 to 30 times over the last year, and just game after game after game. Seems like it's working, and then I start to notice the stutters, and I don't feel comfortable putting that up on a channel. This has been particularly bad over the last week. Since I've been taking a break from YouTube, I haven't been recording the other games that I was playing. I wanted to step back, reassess, and start something new. And so I set out to find a new game to record. Now, this started with Fallout New Vegas, which is one of my all-time favorite games. Fantastic game. If you have not played Fallout New Vegas, would highly recommend it. It is by far the best Fallout game, and in my opinion is the best Bethesda game, and I really wanted to play that, so I installed it, set it up on my newer computer, and lo and behold, it's constantly stuttering, micro stutters, constant stutters, and then in the recording it seems even worse. So I was really frustrated, and I thought, okay, let's play something else. So I moved on to Oblivion, moved on to Morrowind, moved on to just game after game, trying to get something with Left 4 Dead, Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. I ran through probably 6 or 7 games in the last week where I thought, okay, well, I could play this, I could play that, and none of them worked. And I'm fed up with it, honestly. I recorded, as you can see here, I just have this open, by the way, because my desktop has some of my tax stuff on it, and I did not want you to see my personal information or how much money I earned this year. So yeah, I just opened this to block that off. But here we're in my Oblivion directory. This is 8 episodes that I recorded for Oblivion, plus a starter episode, which was just to review the mods I was going to use. And the first couple looked fine, and then by the time we got to episode 5 or 6, you'll see I recorded them over the course of about 3 days, and it just fell apart on me, and it's to the point where I can't put it up on a channel. So there's like 4.5 hours of my life gone, plus the time I took to edit these first 4 videos. It's super frustrating, and I ran through game after game, and I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to do YouTube. Like, maybe this is like a sign from the universe. Nothing I do works, and it's so infuriating, and it's a time when life is just so stressful to begin with. I just need a freaking break, and I was like, maybe I should just bail on YouTube, and ultimately I feel really bad about that, and so I was like, no, let's try something new, So I dug out my old capture card, and the first one I bought that never really worked, the AverMedia, and I was reviewing all the settings. I installed their stupid program and was running through all these settings, trying to do different things. I was trying to work with my NVIDIA driver, thinking maybe it's something with my graphics card, communicating with the capture card, and I ran through, I would say yesterday, I probably spent 5 hours working at that, and ultimately did some hacky type stuff. I'm sure it voided the warranty, but finally, it seems that my AverMedia card might actually be working, and so I thought, okay, well, now I need to go back and test all those games I've been trying to record, see which ones work, see which ones don't, and just assess what is best for the channel. So I haven't been putting anything up on YouTube. I thought, well, I could just record me testing and we could just talk about my life. And, you know, it's not going to be like super entertaining, but it's going to be, I mean, you'll get to see some gameplay and it will afford me the option to talk about things, you know, just for us to sit and spend a little time together, internet. So I thought basically, why not call it, I'll probably call it the Rainbow Show. It's just going to be us playing a couple different games, seeing how they record, and I will relay to you when I see stutters, and anything other than what I am saying is the recording issue. So one thing I would ask you is, if you watch this, because some of you are going to watch this, a lot of people won't. If that doesn't interest you, you should bail out now, because you'll just, you know, you won't enjoy it. But if you do watch it, maybe pop in the comments down below and say, hey, you know, just a quick comment, hey, this game, watchable. This game, watchable. This game stutters too much. This game, couldn't watch it. You know, like, just let me know where your interest lies. Because at the time of this recording, I don't know what these things look like. I will know when I edit the video, which will be before you see it. So I'll have an idea of what I think is appropriate. But the computer that I'm on, the monitor I use, is not it has a weird refresh rate. So sometimes I see stutters in videos that when they go up on YouTube or whatever, they don't stutter there. They only stutter when I'm viewing in VLC or media player. I've tried different media players. It's my TV is weird, and then when it gets transcoded by YouTube, it's a little bit different. So you might not be seeing what I'm seeing, so it's really important for me to get some feedback. That's the other purpose of this, is to get a little feedback. Anyway, we've been talking for 7 minutes. Let's get into a game here. And again, just going to be testing some games. I'm not sure what this episode will hold. I'm just going to play random games that I have installed on my computer that I might be interested in playing on the channel. So the first game up is Grim Dawn. I have yet to really play this game, and I know it's a game that a lot of people say is really excellent. So I thought this would be a good fit for the channel. I should really turn this down, huh? It's super loud. That's a good thing to mention. Also, I might have some trouble balancing all the volume of these different games because they're all at different levels. Hopefully it is tolerable. Let's create a new character. Testy McTesticle will be our name, and we'll just be generic character. Get into the campaign. Yeah, this game I think is a really good game. I've only played maybe 8 hours of it, maybe even less than that. And that was back when I first really picked this up. I've been picking up the expansions here and there. But we'll watch a little bit of the cutscene just to see how that records, and then we'll get into gameplay. It actually looks a little choppy. The pan is a little stuttery. Anyway, this game, it seems so good to me, but I never really got into it. And I think it would be a good fit for the channel because I've been tempted to play some more like Diablo type games, but I don't really like Diablo very much. I did scale the UI apparently because that's cut off at the top. I like Torchlight, which is like a really super casual ARPG. Hello. Okay. I mean, there's a stutter. I mean, it looks pretty smooth to me. Definite stutters. Definitely some stuttering. It doesn't seem terrible, but it doesn't seem good either. Yeah, I don't know. I never got into Grim Dawn. So we're just going to play for like 5 minutes, and we're going to see how it records, how it looks, things like that. It seemed to be stuttering when I was moving from area to area. This is cut off. That's because of my UI scaling. Never really got into Grim Dawn. I think it looks great, and I've heard a lot of really good things, but it's not really something I don't know that I'll ever really... I don't know. I would like to play this on the channel. I like ARPGs, and this one has a lot of depth to it. Yeah, just been struggling to find something to play. It's been super frustrating to constantly bang my head against the wall and try to find something that runs. You know, first it has to run on my computer, and then it has to run on my recording as well. And you know, just the world in general right now is a little bit of a disarray, you know. Coronavirus still very much impacting the world. My governor has asked that everyone wear masks when they leave the house, face coverings of some sort. And I have been. I've been wearing a handkerchief. Be a necromancer, of course. Oh, summon skeletons? Yes, please. How do I do that? Okay. Boop. Hello, skeletons. You know, I've been wearing a handkerchief over my face like a like a bandito for the last week or so, and it really bothers me that no one else is doing it. I go to work. So yesterday I went to work. So it's like 5:30 Saturday morning. So I just got home from work a little bit ago. And I went to work and I went to pick up my stuff, which I do every night. And we're supposed to go in one at a time because it's a very small room and everyone's been told don't go in there if someone else is in there. So I waited patiently for everyone to leave and went inside. And lo and behold, as soon as I went inside, a guy walked in right behind me, like a foot behind me, stood over my shoulder to get his stuff and coughed. Literally, he coughed. And it's like, dude, one, we've been told not to come in here except one at a time. And two, you see me wearing a face covering, so like obviously I'm taking this seriously, even if you're not. So could you have a little bit of common decency? And I didn't say anything. I just left and walked back outside and waited for him to leave because I'm, at this point, trying to be more pacifist in my lifestyle. But honestly, it's the old guy. I mentioned him before. It's the old racist guy who really says some nasty stuff. And if he does that again, I'm going to have words with him. And if he gets mouthy, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do, but I'm not afraid of physical confrontation. And I'm so sick of him that, like, I don't mind putting a man in his place. Like, look, internet, I'm not a violent dude anymore. Try really hard not to be thinking violent thoughts and things like that, because violent thoughts breed violence. But I also firmly believe that some people just need punched in the mouth. Like, they get so full of themselves, thinking that they can do whatever they want, they need popped in the mouth and put in their place. And I'm not above doing that. Do I have a shield? I have a plank shield. They appear to be identical. No, this one, 28 physical damage. Okay. What about this? I'd rather use a sword. Great sword. Yes, please. Never mind that shield. Look at that. It's sparkly. It's the other reason I really like the idea of playing Grim Dawn on the channel is because it has a lot of, like, different cosmetic sets and stuff, and I think they look really good. And of course the character depth. I don't know how much I would get into it because I'm, like, not very good and I'm new, but, you know, seems real cool. Leveled up. Skeletons are doing work for us. Just pump it into skeletons. Again, we're not going to play that long. We're just going to play a little bit, 5 or 10 minutes, just to see how it runs, see if it's smooth, if it's not smooth. Our skeletons got unsummoned, I guess, because we leveled up. Yeah, I'm not above getting physical with someone if they mouth off, or at least asserting myself, because I'm like a big dude. I'm like 6'1", probably weigh about 240 right now. I'm getting a little pudgy. Every time I weigh myself, I'm just a tiny bit fatter. But I'm a big dude, and, you know, I'm not above, you know, if someone's gonna get mouthy, you know, you not even like, I'm not gonna like hit some old dude, but like, you posture, right? It's about how you carry yourself. You know, I was incarcerated. It's all about pomp. You know, it's about how you carry yourself, how you react to other people. You know, sets the mood for how people think they can treat you. And I will not be trifled with, old man. It just really bothered me because it's like he literally was like a foot behind me when he knows we're not supposed to be in there together, and then he coughed, and it was like, it's so cliche. It's like, did you seriously just cough? And you know, right next to a coworker when you're not, whatever. Anyway, what is this? Oh, it's a loot pinata. Okay. What put that on. This is also a great sword. Is green better or yellow better? I actually don't know. 5 DPS, physical damage. I mean, we're not gonna plus 1 to 10 lightning is like real good. What's the DPS? It doesn't say DPS. It just says the damage and the attacks per second. The lightning seems better. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're not gonna play this character, but. What else is going on? Yeah, the coronavirus. I'm just, you know, I'm sure everyone's sick of it at this point. I'm sure you don't even want to hear about it, but I picked up a bottle of hand sanitizer they were selling. It was like $10 for, I mean, it was for a lot. It was for a full liter, but it is the foulest smelling thing I might have ever smelled and rubbed on my hands. It smells atrocious. I think it's because they're making it like the booze company are making it. They're not actually like hand sanitizer people. They're like alcohol companies, and they're using byproducts of the process to make it, and it just smells like compost. It smells terrible. I'm not a compost person, but like I had a girlfriend back when I lived with her briefly, back around college-ish for her, and she composted, and it smelled god-awful. Anyway, I think that's enough Grim Dawn. So let's pivot to another game and just see how that runs. So again, if you watched this and you thought, hey, this looks totally watchable, leave me a comment. Say, hey, Grim Dawn, watchable. Or leave me a comment that says, hey, Grim Dawn looks god-awful. Don't play that. It's terrible. But we'll be back with another game in a moment. Okay, we're going to take a stab at the old Left 4 Dead. Anybody playing online? Let's look at the servers. There's a couple games. I don't really want to play expert though. Easy, 0 lobbies, 1 game in progress. I mean, I don't really want to play easy either. Let's just go single player. It's better to do single player anyway because it will create the AI, which will tax my computer more than if I were playing online. So, because then it has to run the AI as well. So it'd be better for a stress test. Sorry, my throat, of course, as always, is being problematic. It is the end of the day, and like I said, I did record a lot of episodes today, so they just didn't work out. Helicopter looks pretty smooth. I'm not seeing any stuttering, which is nice. Already better than Grim Dawn. Definitely take the shotgun. Okay, that is how we melee. Man, why is my TV so loud today? It's just so dang loud. I guess it's just because it's early in the morning and I'm used to the silence. So we'll just play a little bit of Left 4 Dead here. I really loved Left 4 Dead when I was a teenager. This game came out. It was one of the only 4-player co-op games I had ever played. We played a lot of Gears of War, Call of Duty, and Halo, and Left 4 Dead. Gears had 2-player co-op at the time. Halo had 4-player co-op by then. I don't think Call of Duty had co-op at all until at least the second one, when they added the like special ops stuff. That was pretty fun. But yeah, we would play Left 4 Dead pretty much all the time. And we, of course, were zombie lovers. I'm still a zombie lover. I'm way more inclined to play zombie games than anything else. So, yep. Play a little Left 4 Dead. Blow off some heads here. And, yeah. So I got the hand sanitizer. It smells terrible, but it's hand sanitizer. So I've been using it. No one in my family is taking it very seriously. I bought the hand sanitizer for the family. I bought a big old bottle, you know, thinking everyone would use it, and then I have been using it, and I asked them, like, hey, have you been using it? It smells awful. And they were like, nope, haven't even used it yet. And it's been like a week. It's like, geez, you really should be using hand sanitizer. I hear the hunter. I hear you. Say Bill there. That hunter was meant for me, Bill. Okay, trying to play the first-person shooter because those tend to be the most intensive to record. Usually, I was going to say, you find a second pistol right here. Yeah, first-person shooters tend to be the hardest thing to record because there's a lot of movement. Now, Left 4 Dead doesn't have motion blur, so that helps. But, I hear the smoker somewhere. Sorry, Bill. Hear the boomer as well. If I remember from my Left 4 Dead multiplayer, if the boomer jumps off a building, it will explode on contact, which can boomer people, so you kind of have to be a little careful. Game looks super smooth. I'm not seeing any stuttering at all on my end, so hopefully... Okay, voice, stop it. Hopefully, it is working well for you as well, and is looking smooth in the recording, although jerking the mouse around certainly won't help. So we've heard the boomer and the smoker, but we haven't seen either of them. I also have not taken any damage yet, which is nice. Already have a second pistol. I hear the rumble. Ah! Okay, I thought I let one in. Let me definitely take a drink here, because my throat is bothering me. Yeah, Left 4 Dead looks pretty good. My computer's making noise like it's working hard, but I'm not noticing any issues on the computer. Which is good, because this is like a 10, 14-year-old game, I think. It came out in like 06, something like that. So, seems pretty good. Yeah, family's still not taking it very seriously. I'm concerned about them. You know, many of us are still working despite the coronavirus. And I just get worried about them, because if they don't take it seriously, they're going to get exposed more likely. Obviously, you can't insulate yourself completely from it, but there are steps that you can take, you know. Just like with the guy at my work. Putting distance between us, making it so only one person is in a small room at a time, is insulation. It's not going to fix anything. It can still happen, but it's safety measures, you know, precautions. It's called a precaution. And if you don't take it seriously, then you're being exposed unnecessarily. So, just like the face coverings, the odds of my handkerchief actually preventing me from getting the disease is slim to none. It doesn't really work that way. But it will help insulate you from potential exposure, you know, and if you wash it on the regular and, you know, you do what you can, it's better than nothing, you know. Just like when it first started, people were like, why even wear a mask? It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It's like, yeah, it doesn't prevent anything, but it's totally better than doing nothing, you know. Wearing a mask, yes, it's primarily for if you're already sick, but it doesn't mean it's completely useless, you know. It still does filter some amount of, you know, water droplets and things like that from saliva that might get spread into the air by a cough. I hear the tank. Let's not be right here for sure. Okay, or they won't follow me and then he'll get punched into a corner. Can't tell if it's dead or not. Oh, not dead. Now it's dead. I got you, Bill. I'm being beaten. Why are you not shooting that? Okay. Just stand there then, Lewis, I guess. Ugh, you're the worst. My friend always played as Lewis. I don't know why. You know what? He was this skinny little white kid. No matter what game we played, he always played the black guy. I'm sure that probably means something. I just don't know what. And I was Francis, because I was the one that was rough around the edges and kind of borderline a criminal. So, you know, that's Francis. And then, of course, no one played as the girl, because we didn't have girls in our circle of friends other than my girlfriend, because everyone but me was single. And my girlfriend was not the dainty type. She didn't want to play the girl. So, hello, smoker. I mean, I think at this point we probably know if Left 4 Dead looks good or not. I think it looks pretty good. I'm seeing no issues whatsoever. Bill, maybe turn around and face the zombies that are coming at you. There you go. Gotta learn to fight for yourself, Bill. We're gonna get chopped by the hunter. Yeah, because I'm an idiot. Anyway, I think that's enough of Left 4 Dead. So we'll know at this point if it works or not. So let's pivot to one more game, and then we'll call the episode at 3 games, I think. So here I thought I would show you Morrowind, because I was very excited to play Morrowind. It's probably my favorite Elder Scrolls game, and it's the one I grew up with, so I was very excited to play. Now, I have a character here. This is constant stuttering in this game. So this is the original installation. I've tried both the original installation of Morrowind as well as the Morrowind remake, which was a full rewrite of the engine. I believe it's called Open Morrowind. It's a full C++ rewrite of the engine. And I've tried both, and no matter what I do, there's always choppiness. So if we just, right there, big stutter. I've even installed mods to specifically cut down on choppiness. I do have a visual mod installed, so you might think like, oh, well, this is all the textures and stuff is making it stutter. And that may well be true. But even the original unmodified version was like that. In fact, I'm going to back out and turn off the graphical overhaul stuff. And so here we're in vanilla Morrowind, as far as I know. It actually looks pretty nice, so it might not have turned off the graphical overhaul. But regardless, I did try playing without the mods, and it was still like this. You can see the constant micro stuttering is very problematic. There's always this vibration to the characters no matter what I do. So it's pretty frustrating. Because I even was like, maybe I can't record this, but maybe I can just play it casually. But the constant stuttering makes it impossible to play. And I'm sure you're seeing that right now. It's quite bad on my screen. Even before the graphical mods, even before any of the modifications, I turned everything down. There's a horrible clipping. Even if we come way close to us, we will still see the micro stuttering. And it just doesn't seem to be affected by anything I do. So let me show you Open Morrowind. And here I have it set to run at 16, basically it's 1600 by 900 instead of 1920 by 1080p. Lowering the resolution usually makes games smoother. I'm also playing it in a window, which would normally make the game smoother, but you'll see as we get in that there's a constant stuttering in this as well. Again, this is the remake of Morrowind. It's essentially using all of Morrowind's assets, but it's written in C++, it's CPP, I think, to try and make the game a little bit less buggy. You can see as I look at characters and as I move around, there is some micro stuttering. It's not as constant as it is in the vanilla game of Morrowind. But it's still quite bad and virtually unplayable because every 2 or 3 seconds, we're getting some stuttering. It comes and goes depending on where we are. It's certainly worse at certain locations. Some are not so bad, but once you get into like some of the city areas, once the weather effects start going, I don't know what this game is doing that's so intensive, but every bit of Morrowind that I play, there are even mods that are supposed to remove the stutters in Morrowind, and they did not work for me. It's actually pretty tolerable here. There are occasional stutters, but it's not nearly as bad as the vanilla version, but still completely unplayable. Not completely unplayable, completely not playable on YouTube. For me personally, I could probably tolerate this because, again, it does seem to be mostly smooth. It's just those occasional stutters. And if I open the frame rate up in the corner there, it very seldom dips below 60, even though I'm seeing all these stutters from time to time. So there seems to be no correlation between the frame rate and the actual stuttering. So I don't know what is causing these issues, but it's pretty frustrating because I think Morrowind is a pretty good game and is certainly among my favorites of all time. So disappointing. You speak, traveler. Anyway, I think that'll probably be That's right. Fall damage in Morrowind can knock you down. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. This doesn't look super bad. I mean, there are stutters, but they're not constant. Again, it definitely depends where we are. The previous city we were at was called Aldrune, which was, pretty bad from a laggy jerkiness standpoint. But this doesn't seem super terrible. Anyway, that's probably going to be a wrap for this episode. Leave me a comment, please. Just say okay, Grim Dawn looked okay, Left 4 Dead looked okay, Morrowind looked okay, or looked terrible, or whatever. Just let me know if it's something that, even if it doesn't look amazing, is it something you would tolerate watching? Because, I don't know. I think I finally got this capture card to work right. And, I don't know. I'm just trying to assess. I'm trying to feel it out and decide what is appropriate and what is not. So, for now, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will probably do another 1 or 2 of these where we just play a few more games and see what, throw it against the wall, see what sticks, see what people respond to, see what people care about. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.